Your Excellency, the chairman of this occasion, Your Excellencies, the governors of our various states, brilliant presenters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me say that other governors were introduced, but Oyo State, being a pay-setter state, was not introduced. So I want to introduce myself as the representative of my governor, His Excellency Senator Abiola Ajimobi, who is not here, but I'm here as the deputy governor. So going straight to what we are asked to do. Overview of current state of agriculture in Oyo State, in Nigeria. I want to thank Dr. Babagana Gambo, who was the first speaker. He made brilliant points that I want to say that what we are here to discuss this afternoon, or this morning since we came, is to make us to go back to the basis of agricultural production, or increase in agricultural production in Nigeria. We all know that even before the advent of oil in Nigeria, agricultural production was the mainstay of our economy. For example, we're told that in the north, there was the granite pyramid in Kano, and when you come back to the west, it was cocoa, and in the east, it was palm kernel. And at that particular time, almost all our developmental projects were financed through all these agricultural products. But nowadays, because we have oil, we have neglected everything as related to agriculture. And now, the governors have thought it wise that it is better for us to go back to basis and think of what we are going to do to make sure that agriculture is given the priority in Nigeria. Because we have the land will continue to be there for life or till eternity. But mineral resources like oil and others can come back to an end. So it is for us in this retreat to begin to think of how to increase our agricultural production so that Nigeria can continue to have a very good developmental project. And we are made to know that there are diversities of rainfall, particularly in the south, and in the north. We were told by Dr. Gambo that there's 3 months rainfall in Kano area, while it is 12 months throughout the whole year in part of the south. And we are supposed to make use of this thing. And that particular 12 months, what are we going to grow that can make us sustain our economy? And we are also made to understand that Nigeria has a population of about 170 million. And out of this, only 8% are doing real farming. When we talk of farming, we are not talking of subsistence farming, but we are talking of mechanized farming that can make the whole nation have sufficient food and have employment for our youths. And you agree with me that nowadays, some of us who have sent our children to universities and polytechnics to read agriculture, when they come back from all these places, they never go back to agric. What they do is to be searching for jobs in the oil companies or in the banking industry. I think these are the points that we have to think of as governors and make sure that we attract our youth to come back to farming. One of the presenters told us that if you look at the age, the average age of our farmers nowadays is about 50. That means they are almost going to what I would call the senior citizens of Nigeria are doing farming. And you can agree with me that what can a senior citizen do at the age of 50 to produce enough food for us and have, enough to export to various countries? So we have to encourage our youth to go back to farming to make sure that agricultural production is really one of the major things that we have to continue doing. And there's also the policy inconsistency in Nigeria, as they have already said, But I don't agree that there's policy inconsistency. I believe that our policies are as right as what is being done in developed countries. But our problem is implementation of these policies. People who make, the policies are perfect, very perfect in states and the federal. But, when we have change of government, the governor will come today, do something different to make sure that people actually hear him or her. So if we are able to, implement whatever policy we have, and we have continuity in it, I think we'll be able to go back to the basis of producing agricultural something that Nigeria can boast of. We're also being told that, when we talk of agri, we are talking of so many things: production of food, production of animals, and the rest of them. But you know that about 3 days ago, I read from the papers where the Fulani from one of our states and the herdsmen and the farmers had a conflict, and a lot of people were killed. We should be able to make sure that we provide grazing areas for this herd, so that this constant conflict between the herdsmen and the farmers will actually be a thing of the past. And what way forward are we going to use to make sure that Nigeria is back to agriculture? I think many of these things have been told us. We are to make sure that the youths are encouraged in farming. I think in the 1970s, when I was in the second year in the university or thereabouts, there was this policy of Operation Feed the Nation. I think this is no more. If we have continued this kind of policy, I think by now everybody, at least, will have something in his yard as farmers. But immediately after the exit of that government, we have forgotten about Operation Feed the Nation. And even not Operation Feed the Nation, but Operation Feed Yourself. We cannot feed ourselves. And, the Yoruba people say, if hunger is out of poverty, then there's no poverty. So it is for all of us in this seminar to know that what we are trying to say is for our governors. We are not talking of theories, but we are to practicalize whatever we want to do on agriculture. Because one day will be one day. We may not be able to see this oil again, and then a Greek, which we have the land, that will continue to remain like that for eternity. We have to improve upon our land, do the management of our land, and make sure that we produce enough food and export our crops outside Nigeria. And this will increase our GDP, and Nigeria will become better still. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, to Governor Osset. Now I'll hand over to the Deputy Governor of Kwara State for his own contribution on this topic.
Chairman of this retreat, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. When I was wondering what my governor will be asked to discuss when the architect of success in Kwara State is already seated. When His Excellency, distinguished Senator and former chairman of NGF, came to Kwara State, and he was putting a hoe on his shoulders, I did not know that what he saw then is still what we shall be discussing today, which is agriculture. But you can see how some people see things far away, and they turn out to be the main issue. A lot has been discussed, even through the lectures, and that is why when you look at what little we can say again, is in the area of probably, as the chairman said, the problems posed by maybe our traditional buyers refusing to buy or changing gear